Hello, my lovelies, and welcome to another episode on the Truly Bedrock server. That's right, guys, we are here and we are ready for a new episode. And today's episode is gonna be a very chill one because we have the comment library to get to. Because, guys, we are on episode number 36. That is 35 episodes worth of comments that need to be addressed. But we are starting over here because I have heard that I have some mail. And here we go. Bad beacons. Dearest Jessie, I too have been experiencing problems with my beacons of late. It appears to be morphing the land around it and growing something. I am mildly concerned and believe we should indeed have a town meeting to discuss this before it gets out of hand. Please let me know where and when, and I shall ensure I am in attendance. Warmest regards, Mr. B. So it looks like now there's three of us who are super interested in getting something done. But I haven't heard back from the other members. I put in my request. Lee sent out the ping, but no one seems interested. I have heard rumor that Gruva has been experimenting, trying to figure out what is causing it or the rate of infection. But still, I have had no contact. No one has said anything to me except for Beardy. So we're going to get together with Beardy and Liara and maybe Gruva? I don't know. We're going to figure it out. I just have to figure out when. But that is not today. Today is not about the creepy beacons or things going out of control. Today, we talk about you guys. So we are over here at the comment library build that Miss Liara did. And I have to say, it reminds me of something. And I think what it actually reminds me of is the house from Up. Like, I know it's not the same thing, but that's just what it reminds me of. And I like it. So let's head inside. And I have picked us a very nice book that's right in front with a window. Come on, look at this little bay window. It's so cute. And our book is just right here. So, without further ado, let's get in to your guys' comments. So, look how fancy. I did fancy things. We're going to start off with episode 0. And I called this the beginning of the end. And in episode 0, we were in the Nether. We were trying to escape. We were escaping with one Mr. Foxy No-Tail, with Dan Robs Probs, with DB, and Dizzy. And it was a blast. I had so much fun. And for this one, I actually picked 3 comments that I really liked. So the first one was by Drunk Bobo, and I picked this because it simply it encapsulated it. It was so hilarious. It was so much fun. I had a blast with those guys. I laughed way too much. Me and Foxy it was good. The next one is by Zloy XP himself, who said literal hell yeah. I love him. And of course, from Tizzy, who said, yeah, you and Foxy defo got the best footage. And I picked Tizzy's because me and Foxy just had a blast. As much as we were dying, as terrible as it was so much fun and probably one of my favorite moments of the season so far. I really had a good time. In episode 1, One Chunk Challenge, I picked a comment from Tycraft102. And I picked this one specifically for a reason I'm sure you can guess. Why isn't anyone talking about the fact that she's not going to do a lot of terraforming this season? Who are you? What have you done with the real Jessie? And, well, I did say I wasn't going to do a lot of terraforming But that didn't last very long, and I picked this comment because of the irony. I went into this season going, you know what? I'm gonna build. I'm gonna focus on some nice builds. I'm gonna do some interior. I'm gonna be not the terraforming lady. And I built myself some mountains and have been terraforming nonstop. So we'll just ignore that. In episode 2, Starter Base. I loved this episode because this is where we built our treehouse. And I love it so much. Still, the one chunk of base is probably one of my favorite things I've ever made. It was just unique and totally me, and I loved it. And the comment that I went with in this episode was from Victim Born, and they said, question, how does she have the time to put out such quality videos? Answer, she has a newborn, so she never sleeps. And this one just hits right at home because that newborn is now 6 months old, guys. She just turned 6 months old. And I still don't sleep. In episode 3, Nano Farms, I did a bunch of redstone. And I mean, it was like the easy redstone. It's the redstone that Jessie knows how to do. So it was just some little nano farms. But I like incorporating them early on because they're useful. And if you get it out of the way, then you don't have to deal with it later. But I picked a comment from Versed Raccoon who said, I have to say that the interior looks great. You know how to turn a small space and fill in to make it look bigger than it actually is. I need to take notes next time. And I picked this because that is something that I love to do. And going back and reading those comments, it made me realize I haven't done a whole lot of interior since the beginning. And I miss it. So I hope to be getting back to that soon. I do have a big old base that I need to decorate the inside of. So I'm hoping that in the near future, we have a whole lot of interior decorating episodes coming up. And in episode 4, we went to the end with Beardy, with DB, and with Zap. And it was a mess in the best way possible. It was so much fun. I was laughing so hard as soon as the silverfish went and attacked our faces. It was the first time that I ever really interacted with Beardy, and I just have to say it was a blast. I genuinely loved every minute of that collab. And I picked a comment from Marco Zeta himself for that reason. He said, really love seeing every side of this adventure. And I have to hit, collab videos, they don't do very well. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Collab videos are not the bread and butter of my channel. They kind of do pretty poorly because everybody puts out the same thing. Even if we edit it differently, you're seeing the same thing, just, from a different perspective. And being the smaller one generally of the collab, it means people don't watch it. But the fact that there are some people who literally watch every single perspective, that means a lot to me. I love that because I like watching everyone's perspective. I like, going back and seeing how things happened from another point of view. And the fact that somebody else did, it really made me smile because everyone there, deserved every view because I love DB, I love Beardy, and I love Zap, and just, their stuff is worth watching. In episode 5, we got pranked. And this prank, I will say it wasn't the most original thing because one Mr. Blue Jay Games gave my treehouse a lightsaber. Just like they did last season with the cute little sapling dude, and I loved him. But that's okay because this one was good. This one made me laugh. This one was brilliant. And I picked a comment from William Bowman because they said, become one with the forest. I mean, force. And that just tickled me. It was amazing. Good timing. Good punchline. I was a fan. In episode 6, we have Jessiieb BBBs. And can you guess what this one was about? I picked a comment from B. Ron, and it says, I'm glad to see someone building on the land on top of the All-Store and start terraforming that stone monstrosity. You are now so above Sloy. I picked this comment because I think people thought like Jessie is like using the All-Store. And the reality was, Sloy asked me if, I would be interested in doing a shop up there or building up there because he realized that he took up a huge amount of space and wanted to make sure that it was usable for other people. So I went up there. I started doing some stuff. It was not terraformed. I kind of left it. And I'm now going back and trying to fix that. So I really appreciate Zoe for giving me that space, and I really hope that by the end of the season, it looks beautiful. Episode 7 brought Netherite. It was when the update hit, and you know what? We had to take advantage. So I picked a comment from Lemongrass, and they said, wow, what a gorgeous build and a pretty palette. I love your combo of the warped wood and the dark prismarine. And I picked this comment because I got a lot of that. I got so many people telling me, oh my goodness, the warped wood with the dark prismarine, never thought of it. That's really good. And I feel like that's something that people kind of slept on. They didn't pay attention to the dark prismarine stuff because it's like so expensive. But I think that combo to this day, absolutely love it. I'm so glad that I went with the color palette that I did, even though it made me uncomfortable, even though it was outside of my rustic wheelhouse. I love my palette so much, and I cannot wait for the end of the season just to see how it all looks. In episode 8, we had a Q&A, and in this Q&A, we talked about a whole lot of everything. And I picked a comment from Super Logan Utah, who said, I am excited knowing that I was a big pre-TB fan. I will always be able to remind you and others I knew it when your big news was coming. And I picked this comment from Logan because he's completely right. Logan was someone who was around way before TB was a dream of mine, or before I thought it might even happen. He watched my Let's Play. He watched the rundown with me in it. And so this comment made me smile because he's completely right. The second I was like, I have big news, he guessed it. So Logan, if you are watching this, you were right, and I'm so happy to have you here. In episode 9, we have so much fail, and it was the Guardian Farm with Tizzy. And it was a whole mess and a half. And then I picked a comment from Savvy who said, sees mega fail in the title. Oh no. Sees Tiz in the thumbnail. Oh no. And I picked this because it really made me smile, and it summed up the episode entirely. That's all you need to know. Just read Savvy's comment, and that's it. That'll tell you the entire thing. In episode 10, the first tower went up. We spent all of that time like planning it out and trying to get it done. And after the first tower was up, I really started to believe, you know what? This might actually look good. And I picked a comment from Paul Shannon who said, you truly have an eye for beauty. I am impressed. I would love to see you and Silent do a build where he does the redstone and you cover the building. This is something that I've always thought would be such a fun idea. Just building something around redstone is hard for a lot of people to make it pretty, to make it work, to make it function. And I mean the All Store is a pretty good example of that. It's something that was built around this big huge project, and I think that would be a lot of fun. So who knows, maybe one day me and Silent will get together and that'll be a thing, because I think that would be a lot of fun. Episode 11, The Guardian Farm. This episode is when we did the inside, the interior of the Guardian Farm kill chamber. And this one took so much out of me. I tried really, really hard to get something that just, gave you the new Nether update vibe, but also screamed Guardian Farm. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. Like, I still, to this day, anytime I walk by it, I'm like, yeah, I did that. Like, that was good. I'm happy with that. And I picked a comment from Shiny, who said, the nether side of the Guardian Farm looks so magical. And I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for appreciating it, because I appreciate it. In episode 12, Zap to the Rescue, I had put out a request for help for some piglin bartering, like tubes to put into my guardian room. And Zap came to my aid and was amazing and did that for me. So, again, thank you, Zap. And I picked a comment from Zugov, who said, from crazy tree lady to crazy redstone lady, where to next? And I picked this comment because I really wanted to make sure that this season I tried branching out, because we all know I terraform. We all know that I prefer building, but I don't want to only do that. I want to do farms. I want to do whatever I want to do and not feel like I have to be held back. So I picked this because it made me smile. Like, it made me smile that somebody was noticing that I was trying. So thank you, Zug. Episode 13, The Bridge. This one was pretty simple episode. Did some terraforming, made a bridge, nothing super special. And I picked a comment from Lord Gavatron, who said, simple, beautiful, functional, how dare you? And I think that pretty much summed up how I felt in that episode. It's just, you know what? Let's just do something simple, but make it pretty. So I appreciate that was a comment. Thank you, Gav. Episode 14, the one with Foxy. In this episode, I teamed up with the one and only Foxy No-Tail, and he made me a smelter. And it was amazing. And I love that thing still. And I picked a comment from Joshua, who said, Foxy, moving parts or stationary? Jessie, yes. And I picked this because, yes, redstone is something I'm interested in, but at the same time, I know a whole lot of nothing about it, and Foxy is brilliant. So he says anything, and I'm like, yep, that. I want that. All of that. Rounding off the halfway point, we have episode 15, Storage. And in this episode, we finally decorated our storage area that was with the Skelly Grinder. And I love how this room turned out. It was the beginning of my repeating patterns under the base, and it just turned out so good. I am happy with it. And I picked a comment from Maxi, who said you should use shaders in your time lapse, like the time lapse in the end. And I picked this comment because this actually stuck with me. And in time lapses later on and more recently, I have used shaders, and I like them. I like using them on and off. I don't like every time lapse to be with shaders, because sometimes I think that it's too bright, or it's too saturated. But I really like it, and I just wanted to thank Maxi for that comment. In episode 16, Slacks Withers, I died a horrible, very noobish death to a wither multiple times. It went invincible. I lost the heads. It was just a pain. And Slack came and rescued me. And I picked a comment from Jessiieb, who said, "Yay, well done. I've sworn off wither battles on Bedrock. Too many bad memories." And I picked Jessie's comment because that is something that I think even I took for granted. I have fought many withers. I have fought many, many, many withers. I've played Java for a long time, and Java withers are super simple. And even in Bedrock solo, I have killed many a wither. And this one stomped me. This one just completely used me, abused me, just murdered my face. And I was shocked. And I just wanted to say, anyone who gets beat by them, don't feel bad, because man, they're rough. So we are halfway through the comments, and I think it is time for a break because that's brutal. I don't want to just stand here and read comments to you the whole time. So what we're going to do is take a little bit of a break, and we'll be back here for the end of the episode. All right, so I thought we would take a break from the comment library so that we could make a stop over here in the shopping district. And then I noticed that's new. So it looks like we have a new iron shop. And that is so good. Whose is that? That's like, man, I can't do pixel art like that. And also, this is interesting. What is this? This is, oh, I wonder if this is supposed to be like a layout for a bridge, maybe? Interesting. But that's actually a good point for something I was going to say. Stream weekend is coming up. This episode is going to be out Friday morning, and we have a TB live stream weekend on Saturday, the 21st. If you guys don't know about it, if you aren't already super stoked, I'm going to put the schedule on the screen right now. And you will notice that BJW, me, Mr. Beardstone, and Slack Lizard are all back to back. And this is exciting news because we are going to be doing 8 hours of shopping district terraforming. We are going to make this place pretty. And we're going back to back. We are going to be doing this. We might jump in each other's live streams. We might jump into calls. We might do some stuff together. We might do it separately. Who knows? All we know is that on November 21st, we are going to be making some crazy progress on the shopping district. So if you are not hyped enough, be hyped now, because this is going to be a blast. I am so excited. But alas, that is not what this is about. This is not what we are here for. I want to see what that shop is. I'm going to go ahead and guess it's iron, but I want to look at it. That is so good. Welcome to TBD. Truly Bedrock TBD. Truly Bedrock D. I have no idea what that's for. I don't know whose shop this is, but this is so good. 3 stacks for 1 diamond. Ooh. Oh, okay, you're empty. Ooh. Okay, I might actually buy some iron, but I'm gonna wait a little bit. What I came over here to check was actually on the All Hall. Sorry. All Mall. Alright, so let's go down here. And I wanted to see if any more shops have been added since I was in here last. It looks like they're all oh, okay. Hi. Ooh. Woolworks. So everything is here. See, that wool is nice. But let's see. Anything else upstairs? Pickles. Wascally Wabbit. I'm really considering buying some of the hazmat gear because my basement is currently looking like, dangerous. Ooh, what's that? Okay, hold on. So, nether. No. Okay, let's see. What are you? Essential PPE. What is... Hello? Please take a tinfoil hat with you to protect you from the dangerous rays emitted by the beacons. You will have noticed that whenever beacons are found, there is always destruction of the landscape, mostly at Y11. This research shows that beacons cause destruction and have been known to addle the brain. Please wear the tinfoil hat to prevent the negative effects they have on beings of the server. Research has shown that zombies are particularly affected, and the results are irreversible in this case. Looks at Zlay. Hashtag Team Tinfoil. Okay, so these are tinfoil hats. You know what? Okay. Well, let's see if we have any. Let's see if we've sold anything, right? No, we haven't sold anything since I collected the profits. So let's go over here. Let's take out the diamonds. And let's grab ourselves a tinfoil hat. Why not, right? Let's put that there. Grab one of those and put that there. Okay, so now we have a tinfoil hat. How do we look? Whoa, I mean, we look all right, I guess.
Catch your breath and you sleep now.